Right particular. Om Sri Krishna Parabrahmane Namaha. Sri Bhagavatgita Ada Ashtadasodhyayah Moksha Sannyasa Yogaha. Arjuna Uvacha Sannyasasya Mahabaho Tattvamichhami Veditum Tyagasya cha Krushikesha Prudhakkesi Nishudhana. Arjuna said, O Krishna, indweller Vasudeva, I wanted to know what is sannyasa and what is tyaga. When sadhak feels that there is still some distance between him and Parabrahman, during this Atma Bodha, that is soul wisdom, then he will address Brahman with explicit adjectives such as the conqueror of senses and the conqueror of Maya. He will pray him to get him also out of this Maya. Sri Bhagavan Uvacha Kamyanam karmananyasam sannyasam kavayo viduhu sarvakarma phalatyagam prahustyagam vichakshanaha. Sri Bhagavan said, O Arjun, doing all good and righteous karma without thinking about its fruits of action is sannyasa. The learned declare that tyaga is the relinquishment of the fruits of activity. That means do righteous karma and then relinquish the fruits of action. Without expecting the fruits and doing the righteous karma for the sake of karma from the start is sannyasa. Doing the assigned righteous duties and then relinquishing the fruits of karma is tyaga. Sat means eternal truth. Nyasa means quest. Sannyasa means quest for eternal truth. For this, before the start itself of righteous karma, one should do the righteous karma without expecting fruits. Tyaga means to do the righteous karma without expecting fruits. Tyagyam doshavadvityeke karma prahurmanishinaha yajna dana tapak karma satyadyamiti chapare. O Arjun, some Vedantis say that all karmas are fruitful and hence they are to be given up. But yajna, dana, tapas and righteous karma are not to be abandoned. Nishchayam shrunu me tatra tyage bharata sattama tyago hi purusha vyagra trividas samprakirtitaha. O Arjun, the best amongst Bharatas and Purushas, first listen about tyaga among sannyasa and tyaga. Tyaga is of three types: sattvic, rajas and tamasic. Yajnadana tapak karma natyadyam karyameva tat yajno danam tapaschaiva pavanani manishinam. Yajna, dana means charity and tapa means penance. Karmas are not to be given up. They create the sanctity to people. Etanyapitu karmani sangam chakva phalani cha kartavyani me partha nishchitam matamuttamam. Hey Arjun, yajna, dana, tapa and bounden duties are also to be performed without any attachment, and the fruits is of my firm view. It should be performed without any attachment and expecting any fruits. This is of my firm view. Niyatasya tu sannyasah karmano nopapajyate mohat tasya parityagas tamasa parikirtitaha. The relinquishment of duties, the relinquish of duties or dutiful actions mentioned in the scriptures is improper. To abandon them with ignorance is tamasa tyaga. Dukha mityeva yat karma kaya klesa bhayat tyajet sakrutva rajasam tyagam naiva tyaga phalam labhet. Hey Arjun, he who abandons the dutiful actions as assigned by scripture, fearing that it may cause pain and tiredness to the physical body, is performing rajasiga tyaga. Karyamityeva yat karma niyatam kriyate arjuna sangam chakva phalam chaiva satyaga O Mataka. O Arjun, when scripture sanctioned dutiful actions are willingly performed without expecting fruits of action, forsaking attachment with the view that they are ought to be done, that renunciation is said to be sattvika tyaga. The sadhak who gives up the trivial sense pleasure to get united with Brahman, he has entered into first stage of Sattvic Yajna. If this stage leads to the renunciation of fruits of all fruits of karma or action, karma in mind, action and speech, and doing karma only for the sake of Parabrahman without any attachment, then the sadhak is deemed to have been entered into the last stage. This is real sannyasa. When a sadhak is doing kriya yoga sadhana, then he is surrounded by aura, or he may be able to visualize great souls in his meditation. His advancement in sadhana not only depends upon these things, but also more on how much endurance he has towards the worldly difficulties he encounters. Nadveshta kusalam karma kusalenanusajjate tyagi sattva samavishto medhavi chinna sansayaha. The renunciant with sattvic qualities, intelligent, free from doubts, will not hate unpleasant karma and will not be attached to pleasant karma. Nahi dehabhuta sekyam Tyaktum karman yasheshatah yantu karma phalatyagi satyagi ityabhidiyate. O Arjun, for the embodied being, it is not possible to give up karma fully. Who is relinquishing the fruits of action is called tyagi. Who is relinquishing the fruits of action is called tyagi. When a person leaves leaves a rented house and shifts to another rented house, he will not feel unhappy. Likewise, the tyagi, the renunciant, also should feel that I am living in the house of Brahman. I am living in a rented house of Brahman. He will give up body attachment and do karmas only for the sake of Brahman. He will not expect the fruits of his actions. He will not lament for transmigrating from one body to another body. Now let us discuss about Chakra Dhyana. Sit erect in Vajrasana, Padmasana or Sukhasana with Gnana Mudra. This is the Gnana Mudra. Gnana Mudra is this one. Okay. Now face east or north. Get relaxed. Keep the neck and spinal cord straight like this. Okay. Fix the gaze in Kutastha here. Sit in chair. The feet should be kept such as just to touch the ground. And there should be insulation between the ground and the feet. It is advisable to sit with the socks. Sit in super conscious level, that is bending your neck back like this. Now do Kriya Yoga from Mooladhara Chakra to Sahasrara Chakra and from Sahasrara Chakra to Mooladhara Chakra. Learn from a Sadguru or from a Sadhak well proficient in Kriya Yoga. One breath in plus one breath out is equal to one Hamsa. Ordinarily, normal healthy man does 21,600 Hamsas daily per day. That means in 24 hours he does 21,600 Hamsas. This amounts to 15 Hamsas per minute. One Hamsa is equal to one breath in and plus one breath out. If a person does less than 15 Hamsas per minute, he is called yogi. When a person does 15 Hamsas per minute, then he is said to be bhogi. When the person does more than 15 Hamsas per minute, he is said to be rogi. More the Hamsas he does in a minute, the more rogi he becomes. Tortoise does a very few Hamsas per day, and hence it lives more than 1000 years if it is not killed by somebody. Sadhak also will increase his healthy lifespan by doing pranayama with control of life force. He will gradually get united with the Brahman. The chakras in the spinal cord are like junction boxes. The cosmic consciousness enters the Sahasrara chakra through medulla oblongata. Medulla oblongata is called the mouth of the god, that is why. From there it enters Agnya, Visuddha, Anahata and the Manipura, Swadhisthana and Mooladhara chakras. From these junction boxes, the cosmic consciousness enters into nerve centers. They are Upapandavas actually. And nerves and organs is required in required magnitude. So from these junction boxes, the cosmic consciousness enters into nerve centers, nerves and organs in required magnitude. The sleeping Kundalini power will have its hood nearer to Mooladhara chakra and its tail up in the higher chakras. The sadhak will awaken the sleeping Kundalini power underneath the Mooladhara chakra. His advancement in sadhana is proportional to the Kundalini touching the chakras. This Kundalini force is called Draupadi in Mahabharata, Sita in Ramayana and Padmavati in Sri Balaji Sri Venkateswara Swami Charitra in Tirupati. This awakened Kundalini power crossing Mooladhara, Swadhisthana, Manipura, Anahata and Visuddha is what is called Draupadi marrying 5 Pandavas, 5 persons. Anishtam ishtam misrancha trividham karmanah palam bhavatya tyaginam pretya natu sannyasinam kvachit. The 3 types of fruits of karma, Arjun, they are good, bad and a mixture of good and bad are tagged to the non-renunciance of karma after the fall of their physical body. The renunciants will not be tagged with this karma. Panchaitani mahabaho karanani nibodhame Sankhye krutante proktani siddhaye sarva karmanam. O Arjun, the mighty armed Arjun, learn from me the 5 causes for the performances of all karmas. This is a very important thing everybody should bear in mind. What are they? These are the chronicled in the Samkhya Shastra wherein all karma ends. These are chronicled in Samkhya Shastra wherein all karma ends. Man has to overcome 3 types of difficulties: physical, mental and spiritual. अधिष्ठानं तथा कर्ता करणं च पृथग्विधं विविधाश्च पृथक्चेष्टा दैवं चैवात्र पंचमम्. O Arjun, to perform karma, 5 things are required. They are, as said above, these are the very, very important. One should remember. Number 1, body. Number 2, the doer. Number 3, the different sense organs, that is Jnanendriyas and Karmandriyas. Different objects of senses, that means objects of senses means lakshyas, and God. Number 1, body. Number 2, the doer. Number 3, different sense organs. And number 4, different objects of senses. And 5, God. Lastly, they have said, Bhagavan has said God. Here, body means physical body. Number 2, Karta means man. Number 3, his senses. And number 4, objects of senses. And 5, lastly, the God is mentioned. That means self is primary importance. Self is primary importance. That is why man should not trust his willpower provided by the God, Ichha Shakti. One should depend upon his Ichha Shakti than karma. Sharira Vangmano Bhiryat Karma Prarabhate Naraha Nyayam Va Viparitam Va Panchaite Tasya Hetavaha. When man contemplates any karma with body, speech and mind, Trikarana Suddhi, that is body, mind and speech, with or without scriptural authority, then these 5 are the causes. Tatraivam sati kartaramatmanam kevalantu yah pasyatya kruta buddhitvan nasa pasyati durmatihi. When these 5 are the causes to do karma, then the man who thinks that the soul is the real karma or real karta, if a man thinks that the soul is real karta or doer, he is said to be ignorant. He is not knowing the real nature of soul. Once again, when these 5 are the causes to do karma, then the man who thinks that the soul is the real karta, doer, is said to be ignorant, agnani. He is not knowing the real nature of soul. Yasya naham kruto bhavo buddhiryasya na lipyate hatva api saiman lokan na hanti na nibhajyate. O Arjun, who thinks that I am not the doer, whose mind is not entangled in worldly things and actions, such a person, even if he destroys all these worlds, cannot be deemed as destroyed. That is why Bhagavan is repeatedly telling in Bhagavatgita, Nimitta matro bhava. He will not be besmeared with karma and sins. If we reduce the salary of an employee of a household, he will unabashedly search for another house where he will get more pay. He will not have any affection towards the household where he has been working for the past several years. Likewise, man should surrender all his karma to God, thinking that he is doing everything for the sake of God only, without ego. That is why he put namaskar like this. There means nothing in between this one. Everything is you, na mama, nothing is mine. So, Jnanam Gneyam Parignata Trividha Karmachodana Karanam Karma Karteti Trividha Karma Sangraha. For karma, the knowledge, the known and the knower is the triune stimulus. The knowledge, the known and the knower. Gnanam, Gneyam and Gnata. This is the triune stimulus. Likewise, the instrument, action and the doer are the threefold basis of action. What are they? Instrument. action and the doer are the threefold basis of action. Gnanam karma cha karta cha tridhaiva guna bhedatah purocyate guna sankhyane yadavat shrunutanyapi. Ye Arjun, in Sankhya Yoga, in Sankhya, also it is said about the knowledge, karma and the doer are of three types according to three qualities, sattva, rajas and tamas. I am rendering to you as per Sankhya Shastra. Listen carefully. Sarva bhuteshu yenaikam bhavam avyayamikshate avibhaktam vibhakteshu tajnanam vidhi satvikam. O Arjun, the indestructible, unique spirit is existing in all the things, animated or inanimated, without any division. Whosoever understands this, his knowledge is said to be sattvic. The lookalike light particles and rays jetting from a cinema projector through the film strike the silver screen and will transform into several visual figures. Likewise, in sadhana, the sadhak who has reached the highest state of transcendency will perceive that the consciousness of one Brahman appears to be transforming into several forms due to the influence of Maya. Prudhakvena tu yagnanam nana bhavan prudhakvidhan veti sarveshu bhuteshu tajnanam vidhi rajasam. The indestructible spirit is existing differently in different beings. The man with this knowledge is rajasic. The sadhana